and Seek TV. I'm about to do a real deep breakdown on the film Space Jam 2 that's about to drop. And I'm about to show why they are bringing a sequel to the first Space Jam that came out back during the Jordan era in 96. And actually, the movie was about, if you remember the movie Space Jam, the movie was about Jordan when he took his 2 years off and retired from NBA basketball after he three-peated. You remember he had that 2 year hiatus when he took off and then he returned. What the Space Jam movie was about how he went to a whole nother dimension through the rabbit hole and he had to conquer the monsters. You know what I mean? So if you pay attention to this, it's so deep what they're doing to us time and time again. Because as you remember, Bugs Bunny in the old Looney Tune cartoons, Bugs Bunny was known actually as a deceiver. You feel what I'm saying? He was known as a deceiver, and he would lure the people, and he always lure people and lead them to danger and deceive them. But anyway, what I'm about to show you is how deep this was because this right here is so deep. As you can see, first off, Michael Jordan literally going into like I said into the rabbit hole, right? If you remember um Alice in Wonderland, you remember the rabbit will always be late because he was trying to basically do something for the Queen of Hearts, and you remember what happened was what she tried to kill him and decapitate him, but he dodged the death. So what she did was she punished him and made him lost in time. That's why the film is called Space Jam because you're jammed and lost in time. You're in a void of time. And if you remember, Alice in Wonderland, like I said, it was always tea time. So I'm gonna delve into this in a moment because when Jordan took off and came back, you remember in '96, who got drafted? You had the '96 draft class. You had Kobe and Allen Iverson. You know, like two of the main pieces of that '96 draft class. And if you look at Allen Iverson, look at the braids. His name was AI. That was his initials, and his nickname was the Answer, aka AI is the answer. Hinting at artificial intelligence is the answer, the programming. Hint that he played for who? Philadelphia. And if you're familiar with the scriptures, the Church of Philadelphia is one of the seven churches of Revelation. You know what I mean? So this is what is written in the church of Philadelphia. These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth and shut it. You know what I mean? And no man openeth. So as you know, you see that through the church of Philadelphia, what they did was they brought programming. You feel what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant's nickname was the Black Mamba, aka the Serpent. You feel what I'm saying? This is why that Space Jam theme is real serious and deep, yo. Kobe Bryant's name was the Black Mamba, aka the Serpent in Revelation and in Genesis. I know you remember about Adam and Eve with the serpent. You feel what I'm saying? Vince Carter's name was half man, half amazing. You feel what I'm saying? And when you know what the name Vince means, it literally means conquering. What team did Vince Carter play for? He played for the Raptors, which is nothing but representing the reptilian empire, the reptilian race that runs this world. You feel what I'm saying? And Kobe played for the Lakers, which literally just represents the lakes and seas in Revelation 13, which the beast is which the devil calleth out the beast to have authority over the land. And as you look at Allen Iverson, his mom's name is Ann Iverson, whose initials is what? AI. So I'm about to really delve deep into this because after Jordan, who won his three championships, you know, of course, like 4 years down the line, who got drafted? The King James of the Bible emerged. You feel what I'm saying? Into the NBA world. So you see what this Space Jam is doing because it showed the themes that was about to take place. And I'm going to show some clips too of all of these things and why this is so important. Because if you remember, Like I just said, this took place during the time of Jordan being off 2 years, showing what was going on with Jordan during those 2 years of him being off. You remember last year, 2020, what happened? The NBA shut down after Kobe died due to what? COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron and them didn't play until what? Like the summer, like August, the NBA returned, like 7, 8 months later, the NBA started back up. Like, come on, man. And you remember LeBron James, going back to when I was talking about how the King James emerged after the Space Jam. You remember LeBron James won against Golden State June 19, 2016, which was the same day as King James of the Bible's birthday. But I'm going to delve deep into this because, as you can see, through LeBron James, why do you think they have a sequel coming out? I just showed you what happened, who are the players that came after Jordan came back in '96. You had Allen Iverson, Kobe, Vince Carter. I just explained about the AI, the Mamba snake, and what the Raptor represented. But as you see, LeBron James has the player who? Zion. You know what I mean? Like, really pay attention to the players and all of the things that's going on during the time of LeBron James. You have Zion, the holy Mount Zion. And I'm going to play a clip of 2K21's Next Generation. You feel what I'm saying? That's another thing too. During LeBron James break basically from the NBA, you had, you know what I'm saying, 2K21 being developed for Next Generation, the next gen. This is we're literally about to step into a futuristic realm. That's what all of this is, all predictive programming. But I'm about to delve deep into this. I'm going to play this clip and explain what is going on in the video. First off, you already saw the demonic the demonic text and everything. But as you see too, as is written in scripture, the sun shall be darkened in the latter days. You feel what I'm saying?
It is foretold.
As you see the American flag, the red, white, and blue on fire. That represents the judgment in the scriptures.
Greatness will walk among us.
The wilderness too. You see that? And look at this right here. Hold on. Look at this, right? Got time right there. As it's written, and this is in a game. As it's written, the beast shall be trying to the red dragon shall be trying to kill the holy woman of the scriptures who will bring forth the Messiah in Revelation 13. You know what I'm saying? Or in Revelation 12, I'm sorry. Basically, you have the woman who has the whole remnant of the Most High, who is chosen to be the ones who make it and populate the heavenly city that is coming, of holy Mount Zion that is coming. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the angel right here of death and destruction trying to seek after her and destroy her in the wilderness. Because it is written in scripture. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up right quick. Further elaborate. Here the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her 1,203 days. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought his angels and prevailed not. Because as you can see, the red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head, his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. You feel what I'm saying? I just showed you that right here. You see that?
Unlike the rest.
That's the child right there. You see it. The child that's about to unveil.
One.
That's the brimstone. As it's written, we already know about the fire of heaven that's going to rain upon the earth. You know what I mean? In Revelation. That's the brimstone right there. That's going to create the meteors.
Of one. The size of a mountain. With heart to match. He'll move like lightning.
You see that too?
Crash down like thunder.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just showing you what this Space Jam is trying to convey to us. because once again, going back to what the Space Jam mean, it's like being trapped in time. You know, it's always tea time. You had what? You had the Get Out movie with the teacup. You had the Twisted Tea Fight, representing the tea being twisted, stirred in the teacup. And if you remember too, dealing with Space Jam, like basically what that rabbit represent, you remember on the movie 8 Mile, you had B Rabbit, aka Eminem, versus Papa Doc. You know what I mean? And the 8 Mile represents going 8 miles deep into the rabbit hole. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? To transition and change and bring forth an evolved rap world. You feel what I mean? That's just practically what it's saying. So when you look at that, Papa Doc was nothing but the voodoo god of Haiti. So as you see this, it's all right here, man. Like everything that they do and all of the things that they are doing, it's all predictive programming. It's like it make no sense to have a sequel to a Space Jam movie unless it was an ulterior motive of a message they were trying to convey into the masses and to prep us for that great transition that's coming. As like I said, with the corona, you feel what I'm saying? You see what happened with LeBron James, how he has the corona for him. That's how he was able to during the time of LeBron James, you had the coronavirus, which put the NBA at a shutdown. And there you had LeBron with that time off. Just how Jordan had those 2 years off, LeBron had him some months off before the NBA started back up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna actually show you this too, which is so deep. 96 finals. Who did Chicago play? Who did Jordan play? He played the Supersonics. And when you understand what the supersonic mean, it represents supersonic speed. As it's written, for as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You feel what I'm saying? So as you see that, that was all predictive programming. Everything is showing you what's about to happen. You feel what I mean? As you look at it, when LeBron came back after the coronavirus hiatus, what happened? He played against the Heat. Lakers played Heat in the finals. What does that represent? Lakers and Miami Heat. Lake of fire. You feel what I'm saying? In Revelation, practically hell that's about to emerge. You know what I'm saying? So all of this stuff that's about to go down is all predictive programming for what they are showing us. This is why they bringing out the Space Jam film. And like I said, I'm about to play some clips on this Space Jam, which intrigued me because if you remember on the movie, Jordan had his team. You know what I'm saying? But you remember they all got hurt. And what did Jordan have to do? He had to play with Bugs Bunny and all of the characters on his team because the NBA players were hurt out of with random feelings. You know what I mean? It just randomly happened. But this all right here represented the programming. You know, when Jordan left the league, the programming, you know what I mean? That's what they're trying to show you. Everything that was happening, they had people had to be reprogrammed because all of this all is literally mind control assets. That's what all these athletes are. But I'm gonna play the clip.
Just a few more tests, gentlemen. Tests for electrolyte levels, glucose, CBCs, RBCs, etc.
Listen to just a few more tests. It's like lab creations, man.
And we've scheduled a 12-lead stress test and neurological battery to include EEG.
The neurological battery. Come on, that's all mind control. Neurological, that's talking about it's literally the brain, just mind control.
Reflex test.
And this girl.
The reflex test. You hear that?
5 feet nothing. Block my shot.
When did you first start having this dream?
It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
Maybe that's why he can't sleep.
That right there.
Climbed up my back and into
You
my
see
brain.
this? Like a lab experiment.
He
Look at
can't
this.
sleep at night.
And it
Come on, man.
climbed up my back and into my brain.
Are there any other areas
Climbed up my
besides
back and into
basketball
my brain.
where you find yourself
Yeah,
unable to perform?
yeah.
You hear that? You find yourself unable to perform. And look at it, Patrick Ewing. Literally, it's a voice speaking through him. Pay attention to this.
Unable to perform?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just asking.
An obsession,
You see this? Come on, man.
a burning desire.
I've been MRI, EKG'd, X-rayed, laser beam.
I promise I'll never swear again. I'll never get another technical. I'll never trash talk.
I've got other skills. I could go back and work on the farm.
Maybe it's just in our head.
We're fine. It's just some psychosomatic deal or something to do with the moon or the alignment of the planet.
You hear that? It's just a psychic, schematic deal. Something to deal with the moon and alignment of the planets. This is all showing you the mind control programming. You feel what I'm saying? So like all of this stuff right here and everything that they do is all orchestrated because everything serves a purpose. You know what I mean? They're showing us that you see how they showed us, like I already said, they showed us Allen Iverson, they showed us Kobe Bryant and Vince Carter when in 1996. That was a class that was drafted. I think Vince Carter came 97, but those were the players that followed Jordan's return. You know what I mean? In 96. They came out around the time of Jordan's return. Look at LeBron James. You feel what I'm saying? During the time of LeBron, before the corona, you had Zion get drafted. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You had Zion get drafted last year after the coronavirus. You know what I mean? And then you have LeBron James, who came back, and then you had the Lake of Fire theme. And just like I said with Jordan, they had the AI, the Black Mamba Serpent, and then you had the Reptilian Empire being that of Vince Carter. That's why you know what I'm saying? Just pay attention to that. That's why they call him Air Canada, half man, half amazing. Because when you understand the air aspect, Satan, as it is written, is the prince of air. You know what I'm saying? So as you see that with LeBron James, when you look into him, like I just said, you have Zion. It's the main player that's been drafted during the LeBron era. You feel what I'm saying? Who has high expectations, and as you can see, is literally fulfilling biblical prophecy. Everything that they're doing is fulfilling prophecy. So I'm gonna leave that right here, and that was just to show a quick breakdown on the movie Space Jam, and this is a must see. Like, really pay attention to all of these symbolisms that they be putting out here. Once again, it's another great video by Hide and Seek TV. Stay tuned. Peace.